everybody, welcome back to the Hynt Beauty YouTube channel. My name is Ashley and today we're talking eyeshadows, specifically the Perfetto eyeshadow singles. And if again, I say this in basically every video, if you watch my channel at all, you know I absolutely love these. And you know I've done this video before, but baby's upped her video game. So I thought I'd redo them, show you guys the shades, and anyone who is new to this channel or really familiar with Hynt Beauty can see all the shades swatched. So these shadows come in a black little single pan that looks a little something like this, has the Hynt Beauty logo across the top, and a very minimalistic ingredients list on the back. I will quickly read that off to you. We have mica, Amy Hope LL, kaolin, jojoba oil, and then it may contain zinc stearate, titanium dioxide, and iron oxides. And that is it. So for a pressed shadow, that is really, really amazing. And I will go through which shades have a little bit more kick up in the pan than others. Kick up is no big deal at all. Since these shadows don't have anything artificial to keep them sealed in the pan, they do kick up a little bit of excess product, but nothing a little brush tap can't fix. So you are also getting 1.5 grams worth of product, which is an absolute ton. I've come close to using up a single shadow until I dropped it in New York and it shattered. Sad times. But they will run you $22 and you get a plenty of product in there. So let's start from sort of, I guess the lightest to the darkest would be the best way to go about doing this. And first up we have the shade Linen Kiss. Linen Kiss is matte and hands down one of my favorite shades. This is one of the ones that has a little bit more kick up in the pan, but it's such a creamy, buttery color that I love to help blend out shadow. So this is a matte sort of whitish bone. It is not so pigmented that it is stark and scary. It's just beautiful, smooth, blends out the brow bone. Any sort of, like when I'm doing a crease, I like to go back and then add a little bit of that, and then I'll add some deeper color and I'll go back and add a little bit of that. It's hands down one of my most reached for shadows ever. I absolutely love it. All right, and if matte is not your style, you like a little bit of shine on the brow bone, but still in a very tasteful way, check out this next one. This is Sunlit Dune. And Sunlit Dune is a very similar tone. It has a tiny bit more peach, but it does also have a sheen to it. It has no glitter. It's just a straight sheen. This looks really beautiful over the eyelid or across the brow bone, like I said. So it's sort of just a bone with a hint of peach. Really wearable, especially in the spring and summer months. And if you like a little more pink tone rather than something a little bit warmer, we have the shade Pink Quartz. And Pink Quartz is again that sort of sheeny finish, super pigmented and not super frosty, but all of these shadows, since they are natural, can be used wet. So keep that in mind as well. I like to specifically use the shimmering shades, but anyway, Pink Quartz is just very brightening. So to use this across the lid, then put some Linen Kiss or some Sunlit Dune on the brow bone inner corner. It's really fresh. It's very much appropriate for spring, especially if you like your minimal makeup looks. And it's just a very true baby pink with a cool undertone. And you know I love cool undertones because they're very uplifting to the face without trying. It's just super natural. Then we have the shade Crystal Taupe, which I think is going to be a complete fan favorite. Who doesn't love a good taupe eyeshadow? If you're familiar with MAC Satin Taupe, something like that. It's just a good mushroomy, grayish purple. Super wearable. Compared to most taupes, I think this does have a lot more purple to it, but that is why I love it. You know I call purple it's like the neutral of the colors. It's like if you want to experiment with some color, try something like this. This lends itself to a very beautiful smoky eye as well because of that purple tone, but it does have a little bit of gray. So it's still a little bit smoky, still a little bit sultry. And again, this has a very slight sheen to it. You guys know I take pictures of all the swatches and I will link it down below or post it on social media. Crystal Taupe is to die for. Then we have another matte shade, and I mean, God, I love the matte shades in this bunch. They're really blendable and not at all patchy, which is hard to find in conventional makeup, never mind green beauty. So this next shade, Rosy Velvet, is an absolute treat, and it's just this gorgeous sort of reddish burgundy, but not too deep, not too red where it's gonna make you look sickly. It just adds a nice warmth. So I'll just do like a really nice transition color, something from like the Sweet Nectar palette. There's that beautiful peach shade. Do that through the crease, add a little bit of Rosy Velvet, but honestly, Rosy Velvet looks good just all over the eye and underneath the lash. A little bit of black liner smudge into the root, and you'll have that 90s sort of grungy look. It is so beautiful. If you guys want me to do a tutorial using that, let me know, because I think though it sort of screams fall, it's super, super wearable for the spring and summertime as well. Warm shadows, red, I think they just work, especially if you have green or blue eyes. It's really gonna pull out those tones. So check that out if you have any of the above. Next up is another shimmering shade, and a very unique shade. It is Khaki Star, and it is just that. It's a khaki shade. It's more of a deep khaki, leaning a little bit more olive, and this, unlike the other sheeny shades, has a little bit of glitter to it. So it does have a little bit of gold glitter to it. It's not super obnoxious, so if you have more mature eyelids and you find yourself not really liking the way glitter looks on you, check out something like this, because it's really wearable and almost has a gray undertone to it. So it's really wearable, and again, fabulous for a smoky eye that's a little bit different. And one final pop of color, we have Evening Wisteria, which is probably the most unique, interesting purple shade I have ever seen. Again, it's a little bit more cool toned, almost pastel, but has the most beautiful depth to it, where you can really add that in the crease, get definition out of it without your look being super heavy and weighed down. If you have smaller eyes, you don't like to use black, you don't like to use dark brown, check out something like this. Again, it would look great with Crystal Taupe. You put Crystal Taupe through the crease, a little Evening Wisteria on the lid, and then a little bit of the next shade I'm going to talk about on the outer corner. Fabulous. Finally, oh, that one does also have a mild sheen to it, if I didn't mention that. And then the final matte shade, and of course, one of my favorites, you need a good brown in the collection. This is Winter Cocoa, and I love Winter Cocoa because it is so deep, very, very, barely any kick up in the pan, which is amazing because it is so richly pigmented. I would go ahead and say it's probably the most pigmented in the bunch, which I love because that's sort of what I want out of the shade. And it's just a true dark brown, and it's of a neutral undertone, so it's not too warm, it's not too cool. You could use it with any sort of look you could possibly conjure up. It is so amazing. You can see it there on the back of my hand, and of course the swatch. It's just rich, will give you the definition you're looking for without being black, because I know black eyeshadow is really intimidating. Something like that's a little bit easier. This Crystal Taupe and Evening Wisteria. Every time I talk about these eyeshadows, I'm just conjuring up a different look I would like to wear. But that is it, you guys. I really love it they're in singles, because single eyeshadows are just glued into the pan. There is a way, if you look it up, that you can remove them. Just be very careful that you don't damage the actual eyeshadow, because if you go in with your nails, sometimes you could pick it out. You could customize your own palette. They also have trios if you would like something pre-selected for you. And if you guys have any questions about what's good for you, what my favorite shades are, leave me a comment in the description box down below. And don't forget to check out the description box or Hynt Beauty social media or my social media to get some swatches of these shades, but they will be playing throughout the entirety of this video. Let me know what your favorite shade is as well, and don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe, because I upload here every single week and I want to know what you guys want to see swatched next. Hynt Beauty has so many amazing products. I want to know what you guys want to see first. Everything is coming in due time, so don't you worry about that at all. And don't forget to check out Hynt Beauty on social media, because they post about blog posts, videos, features, swatches, anything that your heart possibly could desire. They're everywhere, and it's always in the description box down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please drop me a line in the comments down below. I love interacting with you guys. My social media will be down there as well, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!